Welcome. My name is Denise Williams, and I am your coach in this heart centered approach to your money map. And I am so excited to be joined by Denise Francis Robinson. How are you?
I am blessed. Thank you. And hey, how are you? And how is everybody else out there?
Okay,
I'm
I'm
so happy
yes,
to be here again
good.
today.
All right. So, in this, we're doing this money map. We're looking at concepts of cash flow and how we approach money because as, women entrepreneurs, women professionals, persons who are on it, responsible, having so many stakeholders in their lives, you can forget who you are and you can almost forget the heart because you're so busy in the head. And so we wanted to really give you some tools that are going to not only bring back your heart but meld it with the head. As a financial coach, I've been doing this about 10 years, and I help female entrepreneurs to increase their cash flow in order to pay for their dream lifestyle. And of course, teaming up with creativity expert Denise Francis Robinson is such a joy. And I just, want to say thank you, Denise, for sharing, your
Yes,
techniques with us because
yes,
blending money and art, for a lot of people is an, unusual thing, but this is
it is.
how I believe we can empower ourselves to be our greater selves, right? And I
Yep.
know, Denise, that you have your own way
Yes.
of helping.
Yes. Well, I do believe that creativity is in everything. So when you invited me to do this little journey with you, I jumped at it because it was just such an interesting idea for me, a very creative idea of how to use creativity. And I help women generally who tend to be stuck around different issues in their lives, and they're searching for that little something, and they want something else to happen. And I say, well, how about digging back into that creative resource, that vault, and so I am so thrilled to share some of the techniques, some of the things that I do daily and that I share with a lot of my clients.
Right. Thank you. So the idea is, as a professional woman, as an, whether you're an entrepreneur or, you're an entrepreneur in a corporate setting,
Hmm.
sometimes you've achieved, but you don't feel heard. You're creative and you don't know how to express this creativity safely. And like myself, you may even think that you have to choose between your creativity and how you earn cash, right?
Hmm.
You hear the call, you feel the call, or you see the call for a change in your life, and we are here to give you permission for this change, right? We want you to be supported in a new way, okay? And we're not just going to give you these awesome videos because we love working with you in this way. We have some coloring pages, and we have a creativity and cash flow workbook. Okay, this is something we want you to really dive into and enjoy. Now, if you need further support, either Denise is ready to help you, financially focused TV at or DA Robinson 876 at gmail.com. Okay, so if you are ready to have the sprinkly fairy dust on your cash flow and your money map to get you in the space where you need to be, we are ready to, get cracking on this section, right? We want you to unleash your creativity and call in your cash flow, right? Now, I'm not sure why this PowerPoint jumped all the way to the end,
It just,
but
not to worry, not to
yeah,
worry.
but what we are very clear on is that there are really awesome creative techniques that
Yes,
can assist you, okay?
yes.
And we want to use them. And as I said, if you ever need support, just reach out to us, okay? And so, what we're going to be doing is again unleashing your cash flow so that you can call, unleashing your creativity so you can call in your cash flow.
Good.
And a lot of times we're
Unleash
at a
that cash
point,
flow too, then.
of course, of course. Now, many times we're in a space in our lives when we're asked to either retreat or rise, okay? We want to give you some tools to pull out your hidden profit potential by exploring what you're good at, okay? We want to basically, you're going to forget everything and run. That's one definition of fear. Or you're going to see fear as false evidence as appearing real. So essentially, I want to give you an awesome tool. Well, there's actually four in this lesson. And so we're going to do module one here in lesson two, which
Mhm.
is when I grow up, I want to be, do, have. So I am going to hand you over to Denise. So this is Denise handing you over to Denise.
Yes.
We're
Thank you,
going
Denise.
Yes, ma'am. And
All
we're going
right.
to go through an exercise.
Yes. All right. So, what I believe is that everybody is creative. What I believe is that we're always creating our lives every single moment that we are breathing. We are in an act of creation. And so I like to use the phrase live creative, meaning take it that on consciously. And so one of the exercises, and I'm saying exercise, and it feels like a heavy word. One of the activities, one of the little romps that I want you to try out is the idea of free writing. Now, free writing is that you don't have to be a writer. Just like if you're going to do art with me, you don't have to be an artist. You are going to go into a little meditation, a little quiet meditation where you are going to step almost inside your own body, your own mind, and become very present to the language and to what's, the ideas that are floating around. And what you're going to do is to write exactly what occurs to you in the moment. In the moment, we know that so many different words will pass through, so many different thoughts. And so, what I'm suggesting is that you just, as if you're jumping into a little stream, see yourself on a riverbank and see yourself wanting to jump into that stream and see where the stream takes you. All right. And so, what you're going to do is jump into that stream of consciousness, the way that your mind is going, and you're just going to be just like a witness. And as a witness, you're just writing what occurs. And in that space, you become really calm, you become very present to you, because the challenge I think with a lot of us is that there's so many voices around us every day that sometimes we forget, what is my voice? What am I saying? What am I really thinking? And so this creative process actually brings you into that space so that you can become clearer on just who you are and what you have to offer the world and what there is in that space of the unconscious. So before we actually start to write, and with this, we just have to address the fact that we do need a couple of tools. You do need a pen or a pencil. You do need a piece of paper or your journal. Well, don't pay attention to mine. Mine is like, okay, on steroids, okay? So you need your journal. And it can be with lines, it can be without lines. And the paper can just be maybe some typewriting paper. And this is where want to take a couple of deep breaths to center yourself, to ground yourself, to say that now this is my time and I am just going to be focused on me. And so you take that deep breath in for 4 counts and out for 4 counts, and then in for 4 and then out for 4, and you completely relax with a sigh, like, ah. And now you want to go with the prompt. The prompt for this free writing moment, play, little romp that we're going on, little excursion that we're going on is, when I grow up, I want to be, or I want to do, or I want to have, or all of the above. Just let that prompt set with you for a little bit, and you're going to time yourself. You're not going to take a long time. This does not take a long time, guys. 2 minutes is really fast. 3 minutes is good. 5 minutes is the top. You don't want to go longer than 5 minutes because you don't want to get into that editing phase. So as you take that breath, you relax, you start writing. Forget about punctuation, forget about spelling errors, forget about grammar. Just keep writing. Don't let your hand leave the page. Just keep the writing going. Keep it going. And start now. When you're ready, you have a little time. We're going to do it just for 2 minutes for this purpose. We have to be really quiet, so it's going to seem a little strange. So we're going and we're using the time. And it's just because of where we are with this video, I'm putting in a couple of words. But technically, I don't want to disturb you. You shouldn't be disturbed. Go deep, go within. Go within, follow your authentic voice. Follow that authentic self. Now you may pause the video to continue. For the sake of time, we'll continue or round out this particular module. So once when I did this prompt, I do this on occasion, fairly often, to help clarify, to help me make sense of the world, to help me when I'm feeling a little bit down, to help me when I need some questions answered, to help me when I feel the need to be boosted up. And I'm sharing this piece with you because it had a similar theme, of when I grow up, I want to be, how I see myself. And I wrote, we all have our light and we shine on, we shine on. Maybe one day I'll be a star, not like Oprah, not like Cher or Madonna, not even like Britney Spears, but a star. A star like Twinkle Twinkle, like the ones that really shine, like the painting in Starry Night, by Van Gogh. The ones that we wish upon, like the lucky ones some people were born under, like the lucky ones some people count, like the star that heralded the real superstar, Jesus Christ. Superstar. Maybe one day I'll be a star. Yeah, one day I will one day. But today I'm simply the light. And as light, I shine. I shine in the darkest of night. That came, and I didn't predict it. I didn't plan it. I have no idea how come, but it just came, and it made sense to me. It made a lot of sense. Now, here's the final little part of this idea is that when you do this free writing, guys, it's so super personal. It is so personal. I'm sharing this today, and I don't mind sharing it because I was actually, hey, I'm kind of proud of that. That's a kind of creative kind of thing that came through, and it's it feels like a nice poem to me, so I share it. But there's so many others that I've done that I don't share because, as I said, it is a very private space where you go into your own consciousness to discover more about you and expand more of yourself. Now you say, what does it have to do with money? Well, when money or anything becomes a challenge or a problem, you want to start wiring your brain around, how do I go through this in ease and in grace? How do I go through this in more peace? And how do I go through this and come out the other end feeling like I've accomplished? I might not have accomplished that $1 million or whatever it is that, financially that we're looking at. But what I've accomplished is a state of mind and being that allows me more clarity, and that is what you want to chase. It allows you a space where you can see things from different perspectives. It allows you a space where you now know that from the unconscious the answers are there. This poem came through in a state where I just allowed myself the liberty of going within. So imagine any other challenge that you may have, financially or otherwise, personally, relationship wise. Is the answer really lying within you? I am going to suggest yes, it is. Yes, we connect with others, but at the core, as we go to unconscious, we come up with more creative solutions or insights around these issues, these daily issues, allowing us to move beyond or to rise above our circumstances. Yes? Then.
Absolutely. And yeah, and I just wanted to say that as it relates to building our bridge from, the creativity to cash flow, something you and I have discussed is many times there's a resistance to creativity because we're used to being told what to do.
Mhm.
And so creativity now says the responsibility of creating is you. So you're creating this world, here's my diary, here's my journal that, I am using to free write. I'm using these tools to create my world. Okay?
Mhm.
Scary. Because guess what happens in my world? There's no guaranteed income.
Yeah.
There's no guarantee. It's what
Yes.
I see. And so the
What you
idea,
anchor to.
yeah, so the idea is to really expand what you see.
Yes.
And I would encourage you, if let's say sales is your issue and you think that's the challenge to cash flow, well, how can you journal and or free write or any of the tools we've introduced to you with just sales? What
Mhm.
can you do just for sales?
Mhm.
If maybe you have an awesome situation where you have some surplus cash and you're thinking, well, what do I do with it? Can you free
How do
write
I
on
grow
what
it?
surplus cash means to you? What does it mean to you? Does what if your financial challenges? I don't understand the stock market. I don't know how to buy and sell on the stock market,
Yeah.
or I'm intimidated because the prices are high and I don't want to sink that kind of resources. But what if everything that you wanted on the stock market was $1? Okay, could you free write on what would you do if everything was $1? And then maybe you speak to your stockbroker to say, are there stocks for $1? And yes, they are. I will tell
Mhm.
you. And if that's the case, what's the best stocks for me at $1? Because that's really all I can emotionally take on right now. And then maybe you grow up to then you buy a stock for $1,000 and you buy Warren Buffett's company stock for $11,000 for one, and you scale up from the dollar. But the
Mhm.
beautiful thing is you get to start anywhere that you're comfortable with in creating your life. And maybe this collage or this free writing that we did in my lesson is something you can share with your children and create their money map, their financial plan, with crayons and a journal, and
Yeah.
it just becomes a more joyful experience.
Yes.
And the bonus, you can talk to your banker with more confidence, because you mapped it all out with a crayon, a notebook, and a pen. So that is
With
a
your deeper
contribution.
insights.
Exactly. So I just want to thank you so much, Denise, for
And thank you.
this. Yes, this lesson. And again, I really encourage everyone to just reach out for further support. We are absolutely here for you. And so, just want to say we're going to see you in the next module. And so, Denise, I thank you and I say goodbye until I see you in the next module.
Bless.
Bye.
Bye.
All right.